Hey guys, this is the Game Digest's early impressions review on Bandai Namco's latest Digimon Survive. In Digimon Survive, we are introduced to several students who are in a summer camp for their historical studies class during their spring break. During their trip, the game's lead character Takuma Momozuka and his other friends Minoru and Aoi visit a temple to learn about a local tale involving the legend of the Beast Gods, or what they call as Kemonogami, where a festival to celebrate them will take place. During their odyssey, they hear screams and come across a creature called Kurumon. They find out that their other friends are being attacked by other magical creatures called Digimon. Kurumon then digivolves into Agumon, which scares the other Digimon away. Takuma and his other friends now realize that they have been magically transported to a strange new world full of Digimon and are in peril. We then follow the gang in their journey to return back home through an animated world of difficult decisions and battles. In Digimon Survive, players' choices throughout the game will impact the evolution of Digimons and of the story will end. Battles in the game are fought in 2D in a more classic simulation RPG style. The game plays out like a visual novel, something you would expect from a tactical RPG game. The player talks and interacts with objects in the environment, sometimes even exploring the surroundings with the use of a phone's camera, which allows you to find loot and treasure. The player is given the choice which path of the story they should take to progress with the storyline. The choices the player makes impacts the narrative of the story, so essentially it is the player that decides how should the story progress. Unique SRPG mechanics are built into the game by making the player's choices more impactful, such as controlling the bonus positive effects like morale by choosing which character you mostly interact with, and may also unlock passive abilities that are helpful during battles. The game's tactical mechanics are pretty solid. The player is treated with a wide array of attacks and skills to choose from. Positioning yourself in different tactical vantage points buffs your attacks and grants you damage multipliers. The game is user-friendly and easy to understand. The player can check on their Digimon statuses, they may equip gears, use items, and check the Digimon's evolution's path. All in all, the player does not take a back seat when playing the game. They are the forefront and the ultimate arbitrator in how the game progresses. Thus, the game grants you a more immersive and choice-driven player experience. Storytelling and visuals. Unlike your run-of-the-mill tactical RPG game, Digimon Survive is more story-centric. How the game is told is as important as how the game is played. The game's storyline is pretty dark, eerie, and riddled with mystery. The game's pronounced animation style adds to the game's dramatic flair and makes the characters' dialogue more personal and impactful. It explores strange abandoned places and mysterious shrines, adding to the story's enigmatic plot. With its chibi art style, 2D animation blended with 3D backgrounds, the game does its job successfully as it is beautifully and cleanly animated. The characters' expressions and the way they convey emotions are done well and with care. The game's soundtrack is amazing, complementing the game's dark but at times lighthearted feel. The voice acting in this game is great. They did an amazing job to capture the characters' emotions and nuances involved in the dialogue. Although the Japanese dub might be a deal breaker for non-Japanese speakers, as since its release, no English dub is yet available, the foreign language element, however, adds authenticity to the game's feel, on top of it being well acted out with almost perfect delivery. Performance in the PS5. We played this game on the PS5 and its performance, since the game is not really that heavy on the graphic side, is silky smooth. No FPS drops, lags, or bugs were encountered while playing the game. Safe to say, it's an immaculate game on the console. So in summary, here's a Game Digestified rundown on what we liked and disliked about this game. Pros. The game has a great visual novel experience. Great tactical battle game mechanics, extensive RPG Digimon builds, great voice acting, great storyline. Cons: tons of dragging dialogues. The average time from jumping from one dialogue to another can take very long. Free battles can feel a bit grindy, and there's a 80 to 20% ratio on actually playing the game and for the story, as the story takes a lot of the game itself, so 80% for the story and 20% from the actual playing of the game. Final thoughts: if you're not a fan of Digimon and did not grow up playing the game, then this might not be the game for you, as the game is 80% story and 20% actually playing the game itself. If you're not a fan of the SRPG or tactical role-playing game genre, then it's not your cup of tea. However, if you're a fan of Digimon, love SRPGs and visual novels, then by all means, pick up this game. That's all for the Game Digest's initial impressions review on Digimon Survive. Like and subscribe to the Game Digest for more gaming content. Cheers!